Welcome to Linear Equations Level 6. Pause the video now, try the 3 problems on the screen, and I'll go through them with you shortly. You'll find more practice at this level, plus links to the higher levels, as well as other topics, at the end of this video and on the channel homepage. In problem 1, we're solving the equation 8 multiplied by 81 plus 342 over 42 over z plus 32 is equal to 720. Now we could start on the left hand side by expanding the bracket, and this would be absolutely fine to do. But actually what might be easier is to remove the times 8 in front of the bracket, and we can do this by using its inverse, which is to divide by 8. And we can do exactly the same on the right hand side. On the left, the times 8 and the divide by 8 cancel out, so this leaves us with what's in the bracket, which is 81 plus 342 over 42 over z plus 32. And that's equal to 720 divided by 8, which is 90. On the left hand side, we can now remove the 81 because we'd like to get the bracket on its own. And we can do this by subtracting 81 from the left and also subtracting 81 from the right. So on the left, the 81 and the minus 81 cancel out to just leave 342 over 42 over z plus 32. And on the right, 90 minus 81 leaves us with 9. What we'd now like to do on the left hand side is remove the denominator. So we can multiply the left by the whole of the denominator, so 42 over z plus 32. And we can do exactly the same on the right and multiply by the whole of the denominator from the fraction on the left. Now on the left, when we multiply by the denominator, it just cancels the denominator out and we're left with 342. And on the right, we started with 9 and we're going to multiply by the whole of the denominator. So we get 42 over z plus 32 in brackets. So looking at the right, we'd like to expand the bracket. So we're going to start by multiplying 9 by 42 over z. Now when we multiply an integer like 9 by a fraction, we can just multiply it by the numerator. So we can do 9 times 42, which is 378, divided by z. We can now multiply 9 by 32, and this gives us plus 288, and that's still equal to 342. Now staying on the right hand side, we'd like to remove the plus 288. So we're going to use its inverse and subtract 288 from both sides. And on the left, 342 minus 288 gives us 54. And on the right, the 288 and the minus 288 cancel out to leave us with 378 over z. Now looking at the right hand side, we'd like to remove the z from the denominator of the fraction. And we can do this by multiplying the right by z and doing exactly the same on the left. And we get 54z is equal to 378. Finally, to remove the times 54 from in front of the z, we can divide the left by 54 and also divide the right by 54. And on the left, the times 54 and the divide by 54 cancel out to give us z. And on the right, 378 divided by 54 gives us 7. So our final answer to problem 1 is z is equal to 7. In problem 2, we're solving the equation 2 multiplied by 54 plus 5x minus 44 all over 34 plus 13 all over 5 is equal to 3. Now looking at the left hand side, what we'd first like to do is remove the denominator from the big fraction, and that's to remove the 5. To remove the divide by 5, we can multiply the left by 5 and also multiply the right by 5. And this gives us on the left 2 times 54 plus 5x minus 44 all divided by 34 plus 13. And on the right, 3 times 5 is 15. Going back to the left, we'd now like to remove the plus 13 to leave the fraction on its own. And we can do this by subtracting 13 from both sides. So the left becomes 2 times 54 plus 5x minus 44 all over 34 is equal to, and 15 minus 13 is 2. Going back to the left again, we'd now like to remove the 34 from the bottom of the fraction. And we can do this by multiplying the left by 34 and also multiplying the right by 34. So on the left, the times 34 and the divide by 34 cancel out to just leave us with the numerator, which is 2 times 54 plus 5x minus 44. And on the right, 34 times 2 gives us 68. Going back to the left again, we can now expand the bracket. So 2 multiplied by 54 is 108, and 2 multiplied by 5x gives us plus 10x, and we still have a minus 44 there, and an equals 68. Now still on the left, we can collect like terms and collect together the 108 and the minus 44, and this gives us 64, and we still have a plus 10x on that side, and that's equal to 68. Staying on the left again, we'd like to remove the plus 64. So we can subtract 64 from the left and subtract 64 from the right. And on the left, the plus 64 and the minus 64 cancel out to just leave us with 10x. And on the right, 68 minus 64 is 4. Finally, to remove the times 10 in front of the x, we use its inverse, which is divide by 10, and do the same on the right. And on the left, the times 10 and the divide by 10 cancel out to leave us with x. And on the right, 4 divided by 10 can be written as 4 over 10, simplified to 2 over 5, or you can even write it as 0.4. I'm going to leave it as x is equal to 2 over 5 as my final answer to problem 2. In problem 3, we're solving an equation that has brackets within other brackets. And so to start here, what we're going to do is we're going to start from the innermost brackets and work our way outwards. So starting on the left hand side, we have 4 multiplied by 6 minus 3 multiplied by 2y, and the minus in front of the 8 minus y bracket is actually a minus 1. So we're going to expand this bracket by multiplying minus 1 by 8, which gives us minus 8, and minus 1 multiplied by minus y gives us plus y. Moving on to the next bracket, we're going to multiply minus 9 by 5y, which gives minus 45y, and minus 9 multiplied by 2 is minus 18. And this is equal to minus 3 multiplied by 10. And again, in front of this bracket here, we have a minus 1. So minus 1 times 3y is minus 3y. Minus 1 times minus 9 is positive 9. Then we have 2 times 7, which is plus 14. And 2 times minus 2y is minus 4y. And then we have 6 times 4y, which is plus 24y. And finally, 6 times minus 5 gives us minus 30. We're now going to simplify inside these brackets. So we have 4 times 6 minus 3 multiplied by, and inside this bracket here, we can collect together the 2y and the plus 1y to give us 3y minus 8. We have minus 45y minus 18, and that's equal to minus 3 multiplied by, and inside the next bracket, we can collect together the 10, the plus 9, and the plus 14 to give us 33. We can also collect together the minus 3y and the minus 4y to give us minus 7y. And we still have a plus 24y and a minus 30 at the end. Going back to the left-hand side, we can now expand the next set of brackets. So we have 4 multiplied by 6, and then minus 3 multiplied by 3y is minus 9y, and minus 3 multiplied by minus 8 gives us plus 24. We still have a minus 45y and a minus 18, and that's equal to, and minus 3 multiplied by 33 is minus 99, and minus 3 multiplied by minus 7y is plus 21y, and we still have a plus 24y and a minus 30 at the end. We can now simplify again. So on the left we have 4 multiplied by, and 6 plus 24 gives us 30, and we have a minus 9y in the bracket, minus 45y minus 18 is equal to, and on the right we can collect together the minus 99 and the minus 30 to give us minus 129, and the plus 21y and the plus 24y gives us plus 45y. Going back to the left, we can now expand the final bracket. So 4 multiplied by 30 is 120, and 4 multiplied by minus 9y is minus 36y, and everything else in this equation remains exactly as it was. Now we can go back to the left-hand side and simplify. So we can collect together the 120 and the minus 18 to give us 102, and minus 36y minus 45y gives us minus 81y. And that's equal to minus 129 plus 45y. So we've finally got rid of the brackets and we've collected all of our like terms together. And look at this equation now, we've still got unknowns on both sides. So we're going to collect them on the side where we start with the most. And in this case, that's the right hand side, because 45 is greater than minus 81. So if we're going to collect our y's on the right, we need to remove the minus 81 y's from the left. And we can do this by adding 81y to the left and doing exactly the same on the right. So the left hand side becomes 102 because the minus 81y and the plus 81y cancel out. And on the right, we have minus 129, and 45 plus 81 gives us plus 126y. Looking at the right hand side, we can now remove the minus 129 by adding 129 to both sides of the equation. And on the left, 102 plus 129 is 231. And on the right, the minus 129 and the plus 129 cancel out to leave us with 126y. Finally, to remove the times 126 in front of the y, we can divide both sides by 126. And on the left, this becomes 231 over 126. And on the right, the times 126 and the divide by 126 cancel out to leave us with y. And this would be a perfectly good answer, but this actually simplifies to give us our final answer, which is y is equal to 11 over 6. And that's our final answer to problem 3.